Hey, this is Mrs. Hopkins, and today we're going to learn how to divide polynomials using long division. So we're going to take something that we learned how to do way long ago and apply it to something that's a little bit new. So, how would you divide 1,215 by 12? So I want to see how many times 12 goes into the 1215. Well, let's break this down into a series of smaller division problems. How many times does 12 fit into 12? Well, one time. So 1 times 12 is 12, and we subtract to figure out how much we're off by. So 0, bring down the 1. Now, does 12 fit into 1? No, so that becomes a 0. So 0 times 12 is 0, so we subtract again, and we bring down the 1. And then the 5. How many times does 12 fit into 15? One time. So 1 times 12 is 12 again. Subtract 3. And there are no more numbers. So there's my remainder. So it fits 101 times with a remainder of 3. So we can write that as a fraction. So this is the same idea we're going to use when we are going to do polynomial divisions. We're going to divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. So we're going to divide the bottom into the top here. Make sure that your terms are all from biggest power to smallest, and any term that's missing, put a 0 in its place. So now we're going to divide the highest power by the highest power. So you have x cubed, which is x times x times x, divided by x. So that is x squared. Now let's multiply like we did before. X times x squared is x cubed, and 2 times x squared is 2x squared. Then subtract. Now, remember that when we're going to subtract, we're going to distribute that subtraction to both terms. So I'm going to change it to addition and make all of these the opposite, so negatives. So x plus negative x now is 0. Negative 4 plus negative 2 is negative 6. X squared. Bring down the 2x. So now x goes into negative 6x squared. So we have x squared over x is x. So that's negative 6x. And we multiply again. Negative 6x times x is negative 6x squared. 2 times negative x is negative 12x. And we're going to subtract. So remember, subtraction is the same thing as adding the opposite. So we're going to add the opposite of negative 6 is positive. Opposite of negative 12 is positive. So negative 6 plus 6 is 0. 2 plus 12 is 14. Bring down the negative 3. So x goes into 14x 14 times. 14 times x is 14x. 14 times 2 is 28. Now we're going to subtract or add the opposite. The opposite of positive 14 is negative. Positive 28 is negative. So now we have here negative 31. So we can write that as a fraction. So x squared minus 6x plus 14. And we're missing 31 out of your x plus 2. And there's your final answer. So now let's look here at negative 3. Notice here we're missing terms, so we're going to add them. I'm missing x's here, so I'm going to write 0x minus 1. And I'm missing also the x term on the top as well. Plus 0x plus 5. So again, divide the highest into the highest. So you have x cubed over x squared, which will go x times. And we're also going to need 3. So 3 times x squared is 3x cubed plus 0x squared minus 3x. And again, we're going to add the opposite to all the terms. So negative, negative, positive. So this will become negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 5. So now we have x squared into negative 2x squared, which goes negative 2 times. And now we multiply again. 0x plus 2. And now we're going to subtract or add the opposite. So that becomes positive, and that becomes negative. So this becomes 3x plus 3, and there's your remainder. So 3x minus 2 plus 3x plus 3 over x squared minus 1. All right, so let's try the last one. So which one goes on the outside? Okay, so the x squared plus x minus 6. Are we missing any terms? Nope. Okay, so no, we don't have to add any zeros. So what happens first? Okay, so x squared divided by x cubed is x. Then we multiply. Then subtract by adding the opposite of all the terms. Okay, so that is 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. And then we divide again, okay? So x squared into 2x goes 2. So 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. And then again, we're going to add the opposite. So negative, negative, positive, and that all becomes 0. So this divides evenly. There is no remainder. So remember, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down.